Hello, hello. Hello, Steam Access community. Hello and welcome to Fallout. Hang on. Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment. Yeah. Everybody, give her a hand. Hello and welcome to. Come on, ruining my timing. Oh god, then we got the please stand by. Everything's going wrong. Alright, hello and welcome to Fallout New Vegas. Yeah. high quality start. Yeah, new Fallout series starting because I gave up on Fallout 2 because it was a soul-crushing experience. This is hardcore Fallout fans, don't get mad at me. I loved Fallout 1. Fallout 1 was a delight to play through. Fallout 2 though is just soul-crushing. So this is the start of the Fallout New Vegas playthrough. Words. So this is not, I'm going to quickly state out right, this is not a vanilla run. There's a whole bunch of mods I'm using in this, all of which can be found over on the Discord if you really want to know the specific mods I'm using. But let's just hop right into this game. The first mod I've had will become immediately apparent as soon as I hit the new game button. I said as soon as I hit the yes button.
Fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, the jewel of the desert, a city of never-ending. Powered by the miraculous Hoover Dam Casino. Nicely shown. It's no wonder Las Vegas is here. I'm walking along, minding my business. Yippee! There'll be no wedding bells for today. I got birds that jingle, jangle, jingle, jingle, jangle, as I go riding merrily along. Jingle, jangle, and they sing, oh, ain't you glad you're single? Jingle, jangle, and that song ain't so very far from wrong. Oh, little bell, though I may have done some fooling, this is why I never fell. 'Cause you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Blue, you knew just
War. War never changes. When atomic fire consumed the Earth, those who survived did so in great underground vaults. When they opened, their inhabitants set out across the ruins of the old world to build new societies, establishing villages, forming tribes. As decades passed, what had been the American Southwest united beneath the flag of the new California Republic, dedicated to old world values of democracy and the rule of law. As the Republic grew, so did its needs. Scouts spread east, seeking territory and wealth in the dry and merciless expanse of the Mojave Desert. They returned with tales of a city untouched by the warheads that had scorched the rest of the world, and a great wall spanning the Colorado River. The NCR mobilized its army and sent it east to occupy Hoover Dam and restore it to working condition. But across the Colorado, another society had arisen under a different flag. A vast army of slaves forged from the conquest of 86 tribes, Caesar's Legion. 4 years have passed since the Republic held the dam, just barely, against the Legion's onslaught. The Legion did not retreat. Across the river, it gathers strength. Campfires burn, training drums beat. Through it all, the New Vegas Strip has stayed open for business, under the control of its mysterious overseer, Mr. House, and his army of rehabilitated tribals and police robots. You are a courier, hired by the Mojave Express to deliver a package to the New Vegas Strip. What seemed like a simple delivery job has taken a turn for the worse.
You got what you were after, so pay up.
You're crying in the rain, Pally.
Guess who's waking up over here?
Time to cash out.
Will you get it over with?
Maybe cons kill people without looking them in the face. But I ain't a fink. Dig? You've made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene. From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
Saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Blue moon, you knew just what I was there for. You heard me saying a prayer for someone I really could care for. Suddenly appeared before me, the only one my arms will hold. I heard somebody whisper, please adore me. And when I looked to the moon, it turned to
Hey, partner. Sure is one fine evening, ain't it? Give me your hand, partner. Let's get you out of there. Are you okay, partner? You look like you could use a sarsaparilla.
So that extended, incredibly interesting intro sequence was courtesy of the mod Cinematic Vanilla Intro, which splices together some in-engine cutscenes as well as a bunch of game trailers to create a much more interesting opener to the game, I think.
You've been out cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just
All right.
relax a second? Get your bearings.
And now we can
Let's
actually
see
start
what the
making our
damage is.
character.
How about your name? Can you tell me your name?
My name is Oliver Rickman. Oh, there's not enough space. Hang on. Hang on. Oliver Rickman 7th. I feel like I want to put a space in. Oops, not there. Oliver Rickman. So, the 7th in the Oliver Rickman family.
I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name. I'm Doc Mitchell. Welcome to Goodsprings. Now, I hope you don't mind.
I
but
adore
have
this
to go
game.
rooting around there in your noggin to pull all the bits of lead out. I take pride in my needlework, but you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place.
So, for those who somehow are not familiar with the Fallout series, and are just coming to this after my playthroughs of 1 and 2 and are very, very confused, while I make my character appearance, which, god, that looks awful, I'll give you a quick rundown of exactly what has, transpired to get us where we are right now. So... excuse me. Oh my god, the mouse sensitivity is, Whew, hang on, I can do this all with... Yeah, there we go. So to explain how we got to where we are, the company that helped publish the original Fallout games, Interplay, would eventually go under after a number of terrible financial decisions. Hang on, let's get that beard. Oops, let's get that beard off.
Most of it right anyway.
Whoops.
Stuff that mattered.
I triggered this next dialogue by mistake. Let me get that beard off, please. But yeah, they would eventually go under and sell off the game, the rights to the game series to Bethesda, who would make Fallout 3, who would then hire Obsidian Studios to make this game. Now that's significant because Obsidian Studios is comprised of the people who got fired from Interplay when it shut down, meaning this game was made by the developers Fallout 1 and 2. Now, there's a misconception that is less common nowadays, but used to be pretty common, that this was based off their unreleased Fallout 3, Fallout Van Buren. That is not actually the case. This is based off their plans for what Fallout 4 would have been. Van Buren, nothing resembling it has seen the light of day outside of several attempted fan projects, many of which are still underway. Alright, so let's give our character... Let's move the eyes... God. I'm trying to figure out how I can make this character look better than I do right now. And honestly, I don't know how I could do it. Make the head a little thinner. Make the jaw a little thinner. Yeah, Fallout New Vegas character. Oh. Well, hang on. There's something we could do. Bring that chin out, please. And bring those lips in. God, Hang on, let's try and bring the nose out a little. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but that being said, this first episode is just going to be very long. Fallout games are, ever since Bethesda got a hold of the series, notorious for having very long intro sequences, and I want to try and get through a good chunk of the intro in this first episode. Let's give our character green eyes. Alright. I wanted to go for Hispanic because I felt like that would be a nice little vibe for this character. Somebody near, in the Southern California area, near Nevada, you know. Let's go with hair color. Now this is something I like. Hair color is an RGB scale thing, so if I want to, I could go like... Hang on, come on. Wow, green hair. You could really make your hair crazy colors if you want to, which, seeing as a lot of Fallout games won't let you do that, maybe we should take advantage of that and give ourselves some funny looking hair. Okay, hang on. I'm getting sort of what I'm looking for. A nice purple. There we go. Look at that purple hair. At some point in our travels in the wasteland, we found some nice purple hair dye. And then let's go with... I've always been a big fan of the... Where is it? The blast back hair. And we're a rugged adventurer, so we should have some sort of facial hair. And I'm thinking I want... Do you want to go with the survivalist? Nah, rough beard. Maybe. What do we want to go with? The honest Abe. Chin strip. Man's man. Honestly, a lot of the mustaches look very similar to each other. Wait, eyebrows? Oh my god, it just colors the eyebrows purple. Which many of these seem to do anyway, or is it? Yeah, many of them do that anyway. So I'm just trying to pick a mustache. Doom Rider? Oh, the Doom Riders. There's some... I forgot how goofy some of the facial hair in this game was. Dead man's hand. Dashing rogue? Nah. What I want is that curly mustache with a little bit more... Yeah, something like that, actually. The grizzled samurai. We're gonna go with the grizzled samurai hair. Yeah, Fallout 3 and 4 are the only Fallout games so far that let you have this outlandish of a hair color, so I want to go for it if I can. Alright, yeah, I think we're happy with that. Since we're spending most of the game in first person anyway.
Okay. No sense keeping you in bed anymore. Let's see if we
Holy
can
shit,
get
we're
you
already
on
almost
your
at the
feet.
20-minute mark, huh? Yeah, no, this episode's definitely gonna be longer than most Fallouts here, or most,
Why don't you walk down
videos.
to the end of the room, over by that vigor tester machine there.
Still look a little
Take it
close there,
slow
buddy,
now.
huh?
It ain't a race.
You want to maybe get a little bit of a... Look at all this stuff. It's got all this stuff.
Ooh, look
I love
good
this thing.
So far. Go ahead and give the vigor tester a try. We'll learn right quick if you got back all your faculties.
So, here's a silly little complaint I have. You only ever use this at one point, this point in the game, where you create your character. I've always felt like a lot of RPGs give you an ability to respec your character at a certain point. I feel like this device would have been great if you could come back to it, pay Doc Mitchell, and then respec your character if you wanted to. That being said, let's go ahead. Let's go with Average Joe Strength. Hang on, I like to read these. Strength will tell how easily a cowboy tows his saddle with those bigger firearms, or how much help he's gonna be for your saloon brawl. We're sticking with Average Joe just because I like having good carry weight. But I might take that down if I want points somewhere else. A perceptive cowboy always knows when there's a lit stick of dynamite nearby, or when a varmint's sneaking up on him. Affects weapon accuracy primarily in VATS. Let's stick with Wary Trout for now. I might put that down later. You can't keep a good cowboy down, not if he's in the enduring type, and not if he's got a 6-shooter the size of all tarnations. I think let's go to Hardy on that at the very least. I have not researched how to optimize my build despite how much I've played this game in the past, so you know, we're gonna go with what we can do. You'll find there are some smooth talking cowboys out there that got themselves a voice that sounds like an angel's harmonica. Now, I know this stat is something you generally want to tank. The only thing I'm worried about is companion nerve, i.e. companion health, I'm pretty sure. Let me just double check what that does. People generally consider this a dump stat when you don't want to invest in it at all. Fallout New Vegas companion nerve, independent wiki. I always use the independent wiki because fuck the .wiki site. So what is companion nerve? Give me a second. I want to make sure I do this. I don't tank this. There we go. Nerve. Each companion also has a special attribute referenced to in the game as a nerve. Boost the damage, so it gives them more defense. So nerve grants a bonus of 50% damage threshold when you have 10 charisma and 5% if we have what? Okay. So we're gonna tank that because we can just give companions good armor if we want them to live well. Intelligence. A smart cowboy is good at most anything, from sucking the poison out of your rattler bite to fixing your broken wagon axle. Now, many people, from what I know, will tell you max this out so you can go with get all the skill points possible. I have a mod that moves the level cap to level 99, so I'm not too worried about min-maxing my stat gain. The reason why I've increased the max level is I just like having games with very high level caps, and the reason why it's the level it's at is because going higher than 100 starts to make the game glitchier. So we're gonna leave this at knowledgeable for now. Agility. When a fella's in a gunfight and shoots the other guy 6 times before they can get off a shot, that's because the fella's agile. So this is mainly for AP if you're gonna be using a lot of VATS. I'm gonna leave that under control for now. And luck. Some folks claim not to believe in luck, but when they lose a duel, you'll hear them say, "That ain't that a lucky son of a gun." Okay, now with that we've sort of... Hang on. Oh, I gotta do this part with the mouse. Oh god, I hate... The mouse sensitivity is so weird in this game. Alright, now we're looking at everything. Let's think about this. I do think I want to tank charisma still. So let's tick everything else up by 1 and then see what we're dealing with. That leaves us with 3 more to work with. I do always like having good intelligence. More health can never hurt. And more carry weight can never hurt. I'm sure there's many hardcore Fallout fans screaming at me right now. So real quick, I just want to go back to the beginning and look at what ranking we got in each of these. So we got Beach Bully, Alert Coyote, Tough as Nails, Misanthrope, Smarty Pants, Cat-like, Stacked Deck. Alright. And there's our setup. 7671766.
Huh. Must be some frontal lobe damage. Well, we know your vitals.
What the fuck does that mean,
but
buddy?
That don't mean them bullets didn't leave you nuttered and a bighorn dropping. What do you say you take a seat in my couch and we go through a couple of questions? See if your dogs are still barking.
I like doggies.
All right.
And I can see
I'm gonna
another one
say
of my
a
mods
word.
at play.
I
I've
want you to
modded.
say the first thing that comes to mind.
I put in a mod that changes the UI. The main reason I'm using this UI change is because it puts more text on the screen at once. Normally this box would be half the height, and that always really bothered me. It also slightly packs the text in a little closer together, so it just allows more text to be visible at once, which I like, and it looks real nice as a UI setup. All right, so first one that comes to mind, dog. Let's go with feed. No, let's go with train.
House.
Shelter.
Night.
Campfire.
Enemy.
Swiss cheese.
Light.
Dark.
Mother.
Regret.
Okay. Now I got a few statements. I want you to tell me how much they sound like something you'd say. First one. Conflict just ain't in my nature.
So, this is me thinking about my character and what he would pick. Disagree.
I ain't given to relying on others for support.
Because I have a character in mind for this playthrough. Disagree.
I'm always fixin' to be the center of attention.
No opinion.
I'm slow to embrace new ideas.
Strongly
I
disagree.
charge in to deal with my problems head on.
Strongly agree.
Almost done here. What do you say you have a look at this?
Napoleon
Tell me
Dynamite.
what you see.
A shadow on a door frame.
Okay. How about this one?
An angel in the distance. Priceless piece of artwork.
Last
Two bears
one.
high-fiving. Mushroom cloud.
Well, that's all she wrote. I don't have nothing to compare it to, so maybe you'd better just have a look at the results.
So, that
See
questionnaire
if
was
it all
used
seems right to you.
to randomly select a subset of perks for me, or a subset of tag things, but I can choose to reassign them if I don't like them. For example, fuck tagging unarmed. I know I want to tag guns. Fuck tagging melee. Do I want to tag repair? I want to get my speech up a little bit more, and same goes for my barter, actually. So let's tag those really bad skills to get them ticked up a good bit. Oh, God. I have my mouse sensitivity as low as it can get right now, and it's, like, zipping around this screen. You know, I want to go with barter and speech so I can get those nice and high for the early game. And then let's go with guns, because guns are always good to have. These tags will also determine some of the starting gear that Doc Mitchell will give you. Alright, done with that.
Before I turn you loose, I need one more thing from you. I got a form for you to fill out so I can get a sense of your medical history. Just a formality. Ain't like I expect to find you got a family history of getting shot in the head.
And so now this is a set of unique traits that affect elements of the world. Or that affect your character. The only one that affects elements of the world is Wild Wasteland, which some of you might be noticing isn't here. Because again, to talk about some of the mods I've added in, I've put in a mod that just automatically gives me Wild Wasteland. Because it is a waste of a trait point to have that be locked behind it. And I think it works much better as a on-off thing of if you want it or not. So, if you're mad at me, screw you, it's my playthrough. I also will be picking Logan's Loophole because I will eventually use that as a challenge run if you guys vote for it. So what this does is it makes it so you will never go past level 21, which is a very low level, especially after taking into account how the DLCs rose the level cap. Now, with all of that determined, what do I want to use? this game is weird about what it considers indoor spaces, so I don't want to pick claustrophobia, because there's some places that blatantly look like they should be outdoors that are considered indoors. I don't like the idea of my weapons breaking apart too quickly, and it's not really worth the trade-off. Early bird, a decrease to all my stats by -1. Oof, that's rough. Fast shot, I prefer my accuracy over my fire rate. 4 eyes is broken, there's glitches with it. Good nature is overall giving you more skill points than it's taking, I'm pretty sure. God, the mouse sensitivity's killing me. Because it's giving me plus... We're gaining... Oh my god, please! We are gaining 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and we're losing 5, 10, 15, 20. So overall, it gives you 5 more. And also, those are mostly skills that I don't have much good in because of my charisma. So let's make up for our charisma by making ourselves good-natured. And we can always make up for the poor combat skills later. 15 extra pounds isn't enough for it to be worthwhile there. When health drops below 50%. This one is weird and it's triggering, so we're not going to worry about that. Decreased damage threshold, I could maybe live with it, but not for just 10 action points isn't worth it. Throwing faster with less range, I might go for I might go for that. I'll think about that one. Plus 5 skill points to every skill, but less experience gained from now on. I actually think I'm down for that. Cause this is gonna be a long playthrough. I'm okay with XP gain being slowed down a little bit with how much we're gonna be focusing on getting everything done. So, with that, we're skilled and good-natured.
Alright, I guess that about does it. Come with me, I'll see you out.
Yeah, I have my mouse sensitivity at its lowest setting, and it's still like, whoa, whoa, whoa. In fact, it's to such a degree where I'm gonna go ahead and quickly, in a classic Ulrich video thing, let me go into gameplay. And non-gameplay, where is it? It'll be in controls. Yeah, look at that. I already have mouse sensitivity cranked way down, too. Oh my goodness. That's really bad. Hang on. How does this feel? That feels a little better. And let's quickly pop open the mod configuration menu. So yeah, you can already see some more of the mods I have. Random encounters, kick in the head. Okay. I was just making sure that this remembers the settings I did previously. Enable skill-based... Yeah, I want to turn that on. Because that feels like a fun thing to make the game a little tougher. Anyway. Doc.
Here, these are yours. Was all you had on you when you was brought in. I hope you don't mind, but I gave the note a look. I thought it might
I just want to
help
name
me
myself
find
the
an
7th
extra
instead of
kin.
the 6th like I meant
But
to.
it was
Whoops.
just something about a platinum chip. Well, if you're heading back out there, you ought to have this. They call it a Pip-Boy. I grew up in one of them vaults they made before the war. We all got one. Ain't much use to me now, but you might want such a thing after what you've been through. I know what it's like having something taken from you. And put this on too, so the locals don't pick on you for lacking modesty. Never was much my style anyway.
Thanks for patching me up, Doc.
Don't mention it. It's what I'm here for. You should talk to Sunny Smiles before you leave town. She can help you learn to fend for yourself in the desert. She'll likely be at the saloon. I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might be able to help you out too. And the metal fella, Victor, who pulled you out of your grave. Anyway, you ever get hurt out there, you come right back. I'll fix you up. But try not to get killed anymore.
We are going to play in hardcore mode. Tutorial for Jip. Yeah, okay. This is one of the mods I installed. This is a mod I've installed, but I've never actually played with. Yeah, okay, let's just close that. And a lot of people don't realize this.
Outside after being cooped up for so long, but if you have any questions, I'll answer what I can.
If you talk to Doc Mitchell before leaving, there's actually some unique dialogue you can only get in this brief moment. So you can... Let's go ahead and talk with him a little bit more. What town is this?
This here's Good Springs, named after the water we got here, just down the road to the southeast. Good Springs Source, they call it. It's a quiet town, and that's how we like it. We don't go looking for trouble, though occasionally it sees fit to come looking for us.
What else can you tell me about Good Springs, Doc?
Well, there's a general store just up the road, run by a fella named Chet. He don't got nothing fancy, but he's got your basics covered. If you're looking to wet your whistle, just past Chet's is the Prospector Saloon. The bartender there, Trudy, knows everyone in town. Other than that, there's not much to see. Just people trying to scratch out a living.
Who was it that rescued me?
That'd be Victor. Curious fella. He's sort of odd, and I don't just mean 'cause he's a robot. I couldn't tell you much about him. He's real friendly, don't get me wrong. You just get the sense that that ain't the whole picture. Just a feeling. He keeps to himself, mostly. You want to know more about him, you'll have to ask him yourself. He has a shack on the southern edge of town.
Do you know anything about the man that shot me?
I didn't see him or the men with him. You might ask around town, though. Could be someone saw which way they was headed. Your best bet would probably be Trudy, the bartender at the saloon up the road. If anyone saw anything, she'd know about it.
And this is the unique dialogue you can get. Speech 30. My wounds still hurt a little. Can you give me something for the pain, Doc?
Of course. You've been through a lot. Ain't much, but these'll do you right if the pain flares up.
There's another one if you have high medical skill, I believe. Doc, I'm in a lot of pain. I got shot in the head. Are you sure you can't spare a little bit more?
Of course. You've been through a lot. Ain't much, but these'll do you right if the pain flares up.
Thanks. Could you tell me a bit about yourself, Doc?
Well, I already told you I came from a vault. After that, I was a traveling doctor for a spell. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Most folks out here ain't educated, so people with medical know-how are hard to come by. I found that I could help a lot of people with what I knew, and that was all right with me. Eventually, I went back and married my childhood sweetheart, and that was the end of my traveling days. Didn't miss it none then. Still don't.
He's got a pretty wide gap between his nose and upper lip, I'm realizing. You had something taken from you?
Well, ain't we all, right? That was a long time ago. I don't pay it much mind anymore.
Well, thanks again, and you have a good day, Doc.
You take care now.
So, I was just trying to look at my character. I gotta hold down. There we go. Hold down the button. Yay. Alright, let's look at some of the stuff he gave us. Oh, I don't need a tutorial. Thank you. We got a 9mm pistol. Yes, thank you. Ugh. Some stim packs. Archery crafting, that's cool. That's from one of the mods. There's a few mods here that I've never played with because I actually I never played much with mods on this game. So I'm really curious to see. See, I can just craft arrows anywhere. That's cool. That's really cool. Because I've added in arrows and bows. I don't know how much I'm going to engage with this little mechanic, but it's a neat one. We'll see. It's mainly in there to facilitate some other mods I wanted to get in here, which we'll see over time. Hang on. I recognize that robot. Okay, come on.
Howdy, partner. Might I say you're looking fit as a fiddle?
I've never seen a robot like you before.
I'm a Securitron. Robco Security Model 2060B. If you ever see any of my brothers, tell them Victor says howdy.
He's not centered on the screen, and that bothers me a lot. Do you know who those men were that attacked me?
Can't say that I'm familiar with the rascals. Some of the fine folks in town might be able to help you out with that.
Well, thanks for digging me out of that grave anyway.
Don't mention it. I'm always ready to lend a helping hand to a stranger in need.
How did you happen to find me?
I was out for a stroll that night when I heard the commotion up the old bone orchard. Saw what looked like a bunch of bad eggs, so I laid low. Once they had run off, I dug you up to see if you were still kicking. Turns out you were, so I hauled you off to the dock right quick.
So, how'd a robot like you end up in Good Springs?
I moseyed into town, 10, 15 years ago. Before that, I can't quite seem to recall. Odd. Anyway, it's a right peaceful town, and I reckon it's as fine a place to settle as any.
Curious. Well, you have a good day, and thanks again, Victor.
Happy trails!
Pleasant little community they got here. People farming in their front lawns. Oh, God, so many. All the DLCs activating. Ranching some big horners right in the middle of town. So, fun little detail. Fallout New Vegas tries to stay very accurate to real-world geography, and these two buildings are almost an exact replica of real-life buildings that exist, which nowadays actually contain little Fallout memorabilia setups because the game put their stores on the map, so to speak. Howdy, partner.
Howdy. What can Easy Pete do for you?
Easy Pete. Quite the name you got there.
Was a prospector until I decided to settle here to get away from the NCR. Now we'll just take it easy and help out with the Brahmin and Bighorners.
You're a prospector? Like digging for silver or gold? Or...
Nah. Means I poke through old buildings looking for working tech and such. Some folks just call it salvaging, but never liked the term. Way I see it, salvage means it's broken, near worthless. Me, I look for the good stuff. Guns, chems, spare parts. Good money in it.
Did you ever find anything good while you were prospecting, Pete?
Nope. Had a pretty good claim once, way out east by the river, but got run off by raiders. Eventually got too old to keep going out.
So, what's your take on the NCR?
Don't get me wrong, the NCR's got a lot of decent folk in it. It's just that they make you part of them whether you like it or not. Towns like Good Springs and Primm don't stay independent for long, not if you've got something the NCR wants. Still, the NCR keeps the Legion away.
Yeah, get what you mean. I got family to the northwest who have been trying to deal with them for a while. But I haven't dealt much with this Legion, not from what I can remember. My head. What can you tell me about them?
They're slavers, led by a guy named Caesar, or Caesar. Not sure how you're supposed to say it. A couple
Like
of
the
years
salad?
ago, they tried to take over Hoover Dam, but the NCR beat them back. The NCR didn't or couldn't finish the job, though. The Legion's got its strength back and is getting ready for another round at the dam. My money's still on the NCR winning, but you never know. We've been hearing stories about legionaries on the Nevada side of the river, so keep a gun handy. You don't want to get caught by them.
What's so important about some dam?
The dam powers a lot of New Vegas, and then there's all that clean water lying in Lake Mead, too. Anybody who owns the dam owns the territory.
What do you guys mind? On other topics, what do you guys use the bighorners here for? Their milk?
Meat and hide, mostly. Can't put a pack on them. They just lay down until you take it off. Can find a bunch of wild ones high up in the hills, but gotta be careful around them. They can put up a decent fight if cornered.
Do you know anything about the people that attacked me, Pete?
The one in the fancy suit seemed to be calling the shots. That's as much as I know. Other folks in town might know more. Word of advice, though, if you ever catch up with him, watch out. The man's got cold eyes like a snake. Can't be trusted, I'd say.
Do you know anything about Victor?
The machine? Harmless, no matter what Trudy says. She thinks it's hiding something, but I think it's just a broken down relic with no place to be.
Well, thanks for all the... Sarah, thanks for the chat. Easy, Pete.
Keep your gun handy if you go poking around some of the abandoned places around here, like the schoolhouse. Critters move in there sometimes.
Cheyenne, stay. Don't worry, she won't bite unless I tell her to.
Doc Mitchell said he could teach me how to survive out in the deserts around here, and I could use a bit of a refresher given my condition.
Yeah, I guess there's a thing or two I could show you. Sounds like you need all the help you can get after what they done to you. Meet me outside, behind the saloon.
Alright. While we're over there, let's take a quick peek at these right here. This right here is some crafting benches. This one's an ammo bench where you can break down any ammo to build into others. Very cool thing. And this right here is a crafting bench where you can craft all sorts of useful stuff if you meet the requirements. Something always worth keeping an eye on. And this right here is a table that I bet a vast majority of you have never seen. Because this table right here is put, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's either put in by one of my other mods or it's put in by my cut content restoration mod collection. Most of the mods I have are dedicated to adding back in cut content. These are definitely added in by a mod and I'm not going to pick them up. A lot of modders just plot up their things down outside of the saloon and I don't like getting things that way.
Now, see the sarsaparilla bottles on the fence there? Take this and try to hit a couple of them.
How do I... Okay, that's my crouch. I want to rebind that immediately. Settings. Control. But yeah, so, a fun thing about this game. They had the game pretty much ready to release. Oh, I can't rebind it, that's why it's still on that. When an issue arose in which, on the consoles of the time, they literally couldn't handle the game. It was too big of a file size because they thought the consoles could handle bigger file sizes.
Nice shot. Well, that's a start.
Hang on, we'll talk more about that in a second.
You came to me to learn to fight sarsaparilla bottles. Tell you what, I gotta go chase geckos away from our water supply anyway. Darn critters are attracted to it. Why don't you come along?
Sure, just give me a moment to finish what I was talking about.
It's just down to the southeast a short ways.
But so they had to scramble and cut a bunch of set dressing from the world. But then when the DLCs came out, they still had the problem of the game was literally packed as big as the consoles could handle. So to fit the DLCs in, they had to release updates for the game that removed more environmental detailing. Dead skeletons, lamp posts, grass, bushes, rocks, building debris, etc., etc. So I have actually taken the time to mod all that back in. Which is very cool. I'm looking forward to seeing that little bit of extra detail in the world. A lot of these mods were found via the aid of the wonderful YouTube channel and his associate Discord, Triangle City, a guy who covers a lot of history of the Fallout series and its cut content. Highly recommend him if you like to get lots of information on games. Alright, come on. She's very far ahead, but you can see her running around over there. I've also got some mods that affect level of detail, so we'll be able to see a lot of landmarks from further away than normal. So if you keep an eye on the horizon, you might be able to see stuff that you wouldn't normally.
Hear that up on the ridge behind me there? We got some geckos to clear out. Bunch of little monsters is what they are. Seems like Doc Mitchell treats more gecko bites than anything else. Let's see if we can get a little closer. If we move quietly, we can get the jump on them. More likely to hit something vital that way.
Alright. I'm gonna try and sneak up around the ridge. I don't know what the VATS button is. She's trying to talk to me. But I snuck around the other way. Q, okay, that's the VATS button. I can sense the geckos. She's also tagged them out for me. I've done some little graphical detailing stuff too, so the rocks probably look a lot nicer on my game than they do on yours. Because there's not a lot of things that change the graphics on, but rocks is one of them. Ooh. Better off just using my own skill. Okay, there we go. Let's go for that leg shot. Damn it. Shit, I keep trying to hit a different button to uncrouch than the one that it is. Because I'm used to my own control scheme that I use in my free time. There we go. Alright, took down those two. Alright, I think I did a pretty good job. Howdy, howdy.
See? You're getting the hang of it. There's 2 more wells that still need clearing. You want, you can come along. It'd be worth a few caps to me.
A few caps, you say? Listen, I'm a courier. And that means my job description is to get things where they need to be. And if the thing I need to deliver is lead into a lizard's head, I'll do it.
Shouldn't take more than a couple minutes, especially with 2 of us.
Oh yeah, I also have a mod that changes what ammo this gun uses because it was supposed to use a different ammo for a large chunk of development. And I just think that's a fun mod to have in. Cause, I don't know. Some of my mods are very arbitrary. Some of them are because of, like, legitimate improvements that I felt like the game needed.
Oh, that's it.
Come on. There we go. Alright, let's just keep at this. So there should be another water well down this way.
I'm hit.
And the reason why I'm going so fast is because I know that there's this woman here who can die, and I want to try and save her. What is the part that's... Let's try and fuck up some of these guys. Let's stick with this one that we already hit once. Oh no, she died! Damn. If you can save her, you get a boost to your reputation in Good Springs. But I think I want to, for the most part, live with my mistakes in this playthrough.
hell's bells. There's not a day passes by I don't tell people not to come here by themselves. Some people, your word just isn't good enough for them. Then this happens. Well, it's a part of life out here. Best to accept it. But you did what you promised, staying out here with me. Here's my end of the deal. One more thing I wanted to show you. Thought I might teach you about living off the land and making useful things for yourself. Interested?
Couldn't hurt.
All right then. We'll need a couple ingredients to get started. Gonna want some xander root and a brock flower. Let me think now. I know I've seen brock flowers growing up at the graveyard, and I seem to remember there being xander root over by the schoolhouse. Bring those on back to me, and we'll get cooking.
No problem. In the meantime, I'm gonna skin some of these here lizards. Take all that. Poor woman. Let me sippy sip. Wah wah. I'm gonna be looking at every piece of set dressing and being like, hang on, was that always there? Alright. I believe one of the other mods I did made the roads all a darker shade. But I feel like that mod isn't working. Either that or it's more subtle than I thought it was. I don't know, it's been a while since I played this game unmodded. Some tin cans on the ground. Yeah, this first episode's gonna be quite a bit longer than most. Why'd you stay back, Cheyenne? Some gecko meat. Take this to a campfire and we can have some good food, assuming my survival skill is good enough. And the hides should sell for at least a couple caps each. Enough to keep me going on once I hit the road. Yeah, and here's the other one we just went up to. So where's those two lizards? They should be just over the hill here. Let me sippy sip. Yummy water. Now let's scale up over this and get the loot from these last two. 1 and 2. Do. We're back at the edge of Good Springs. We got a little shack here, way off away from the rest of the things in the town. And this here is Victor's shack, but he seems to be away from home. Oh, he's coming home right now. Which means I could probably get his help with these bugs if I really wanted to, but I'm not too worried about that, and I'm just gonna go ahead and... Yeah, there's about to be some bugs right around this corner, so we're just gonna... Mantis meat. That there's some good cooking. Oh, the harvesting from them blows them up. Alright, so pick some xander root. Oh, this is a big corner in the road. Howdy, partner.
Howdy, partner.
Happy trails.
Happy trails.
Alright, let's just re-equip our little varmint rifle. The pistol has higher DPS because it can fire faster than the rifle, but they have the same damage. Yeah, I wonder, does the pistol have multiple firing methods? No, okay. I didn't think it would. Yeah, one of the mods I have lets you switch weapons that would have multiple firing modes to have multiple firing modes, which I think is a very cool thing. Which is why I added it. I don't like to go too crazy with modding my games, but like... Unless it's Fallout 4, I mod that game to oblivion, but I like to add in subtle things, you know? Little things that make the world feel nicer and more fleshed out and full. So let's head on up to that cemetery in order to get the other supplies. Beautiful town, Good Springs. We got a scorpion. My zoom eyes have spotted it from afar. There we go. I always hit the reload button when I get the kill cam activation, because I'll always be done reloading just as it exits. I keep hitting the crouch, a different button to crouch because I always have it pinned to something else in all games. These guys can be hard to hit with how they bob up and down. There we go. There we go. And there should be, yeah, there's one more. Nice, one hit kill. And let's take all this botfly meat because I could probably cook that into something tasty. Snow globe. There was one over here I shot down, wasn't there? Well, there's the flower I need either way. Hang on. I was right here, tied up. And so he had walked over here. Not many men get the opportunity to look at their own grave. Could be worth having a shovel on us. And there's a good old Viva Las Vegas. And some big ass scorpions down there. Whew. Let's carry on. Let's make our way back to Miss Smiles. Quite a lovely town. Of all the places to have been dug out of a shallow grave, I guess this is one of the better. I mean, can you imagine if I was back in the boneyard? Ain't no way a doctor would have been helping me there. At least not without charging me an arm and a leg, literally. There's a calming atmosphere about the wasteland. Could never settle down in one place. Always have to return to the road eventually. It calls to me. It's the curse of the 13, they say. Can never settle down in one place long. I hope you guys don't mind me being a little bit of a goob and doing roleplay as I play. Listen, it's a role-playing game. I like to roleplay in my role-playing games, okay? Gah! I'm probably gonna fade in and out of roleplay mode and just goof around like a gooper sometimes. Uh-oh. Did the game just crash? Oh. Crash number 1! When was our last save? Oh no. Oh no. When was our last save? So yeah, New Vegas is an infamously crash-happy game. When was the last save? I'm worried now. Oh, my balls. Well, I was planning to end episode 1 after we finished the tutorial. But, I think we're gonna end episode 1 there. And tomorrow, I'm gonna do 2 episodes. One where we get caught up to where we were in the tutorial. And another one continuing from where we left off. So, yeah, look forward to that. We're gonna do 2 episodes tomorrow. Oh, man. Well, that's the kick in the head I need to remind me to save frequently. Hope you've all been enjoying this episode, or the start of the brand new Fallout New Vegas playthrough. It's gonna be a long one. End cards will be appearing in just a moment. Click one to continue watching. Love all you very, very much, and ta-ta for now.